The screen flickers at 11:43 p.m. The balance reads $1,397. It is a cold, static number. You are 23, lying on a mattress that sags in the middle. You refresh the app at 11:44 p.m., hoping the digits will shift, but they remain frozen. You have $31,000 in student loans and $4,200 on a credit card that accrues interest while you sleep. Your next paycheck is already spoken for. Survival here is not a movie. It is a quiet, relentless arithmetic. You stand in the grocery aisle, hand hovering over the name brand olive oil. You pull it down, look at the price, and place it back on the shelf. You reach for the store brand instead. You calculate the total in your head before the cashier even scans your items, subtracting the cost from your balance. You are suffocating, yet you move through the world as if you are breathing. Everyone around you is running the same invisible math. This is the environment. This is the baseline. You keep your head down and walk toward the exit, already calculating the cost of tomorrow. The first raise arrives, $6,000 more per year. For one afternoon, the math feels different. You imagine the gap closing. Then, the engine light flickers on the highway, $900 for brake repairs. The money vanishes before it hits your account. You learn the hard truth. Expenses expand to fill the space you create. You stop waiting for the windfall. You focus on the debt. You pay off the smallest credit card. You stare at the screen until the balance hits zero. It is a private victory, invisible to the world. By 26, you hit $10,000 in savings. You read books on index funds and brokerage accounts. You invest $1,500. The market dips the next day. The red numbers bleed across your screen. Your pulse spikes. You hover over the sell button, ready to cut the loss and run. You stop, you breathe, you close the app and walk away. You hold. That decision changes your identity. At $68,000 a year, you hit the competence plateau. You run the numbers for 40 years and realize the math does not lead to freedom. It leads to stability. You start a side project. It earns $400, then $900, then $1,700 a month. You reinvest every cent. You do not upgrade your lifestyle. Your net worth hits $80,000, then $110,000. You realize the gap between a salary and leverage is where wealth lives. Your investments earn $3,800 in a year while you do nothing. You are 32, worth $150,000 with a rental property and a business. You drive the same car. You say no to destination weddings and bad business pitches. You feel the friction in your throat, the weight of being the one who refuses to play along, but you say no anyway. You trade social approval for capital. You sit in the quiet of your home, watching the accounts grow, knowing that every dollar you keep is a soldier working for you while you sleep. The path is no longer a straight line of labor. It is a web of assets. You are building a machine that does not require your constant presence, and for the first time, the math is finally working in your favor. At $500,000, the game changes. You stop chasing growth. You watch as your assets begin buying each other. The compounding is no longer a trickle. It is a current. You lose $9,400 on a single bad play, but you do not panic. You do not check the balance every hour. You simply reposition. At 36, your net worth hits $920,000. A recruiter calls with a $210,000 job offer. It is a prestigious title, a comfortable office, and a guaranteed path. You reject it. You know that the salary is a cage, a cap on your potential that would force you to trade your leverage for a paycheck. You decline the offer and return to your desk. A Tuesday morning, the screen flickers. The balance reads $1,400,000. There is no celebration, no champagne, no pause in the work. You stare at the digits and feel a quiet, cold realization. 1 million is not the finish line. It is the starting point. The anxiety has vanished, replaced by a new, sharper hunger for allocation. At 61, you have $94 million. You no longer manage accounts, you manage outcomes. Your reputation is now a financial instrument, traded in rooms where 5 people can shift the direction of an entire economy. You sit at a mahogany table, the air filtered and silent. You speak for 4 minutes. You ask 2 questions about the supply chain. The room pivots. Policies change. Capital flows in a new direction before you even leave for lunch. There is no spectacle, no applause, just calibration. You walk out to the street, the city moving around you in a blur of motion, and you feel the distance. It is a vast, cold space between your decisions and their consequences. You watch a company you invested in lay off 140 people to satisfy a margin requirement you set in motion. You review the cap table on your phone, you hold your position, and you do not look back. You are a ghost in the machine you built. The math is perfect, the leverage is absolute, and the human cost is a line item you have learned to ignore. Somewhere in the city, the light catches a different face. A 24-year-old checks his balance, $1,247. He stands in a grocery aisle, puts the good coffee back. He thinks this is a story about money. He believes if he just hits the next number, the pressure will stop. He does not know yet that the cost is not in dollars. It is in the years spent trading your life for a balance sheet. The cycle resets, the math continues, and the real price remains unpaid.